And exploding data is in stores now. Ahead, Lee Cowan shows us why shipwreck hunters are racing against time to find long history in the depths of the Great Seas. Long lost history.
There are hundreds of shipwrecks lying in the bottom of the Great Lakes, and divers are trying to find hundreds more. But they may be deteriorating faster than anybody thought. The reason? Coming up on CBS This Morning.
But first, a check of your local weather.
We change the subject now.
Deep under the Great Lakes, shipwreck hunters have discovered lost cargoes of everything from bathroom fixtures to antique cars and even Christmas trees. For many of these divers, this is a hobby that turned into an obsession. CBS Sunday Morning's Lee Cowan shows us how these discoveries are now being threatened by an invasive species potentially more destructive than the ravages of time.
It's an inhospitable place, some 400 feet underwater in the near freezing, inky blackness. But for divers John Scoles and John Janzen, tales of sunken shipwrecks make the risk worth it. Wrecks like the SS Senator, a steel freighter that plummeted to the bottom of Lake Michigan after a collision in 1929. She took with her almost half her crew and her cargo of more than 200 Nash automobiles that never made it to the showroom floor.
I really don't feel the emotion at the time because I'm more focused on doing the dive and my equipment. It's not until after I get out of the water that's when I reflect on what I just did and what it means to me.
The Great Lakes were America's maritime highway, with all manner of ships carrying all manner of goods. Just off Wisconsin alone, it's estimated there are as many as 750 lost ships, most of them their final resting places, still a maritime mystery. That's where Steve Radovant comes in, and his boat, aptly named Discovery.
Basically, we're looking for a needle in a haystack, and it's fun to find that needle every once in a while.
There's no money in shipwreck hunting. No one is going to discover a Spanish galleon full of gold. The reason Steve and other old salts like him take to these waters in their own boats with their own expensive gear.
Oh, I'm starting to see something, yeah. There it is.
Is for the love of maritime history and the bragging rights of finding a ship that Lake Michigan had hoped to claim for good.
Archaeologists like broken up shipwrecks, but that's because they can study the construction of them. But to me, that's not all that exciting. You want to see something that's intact. I want to see a ship.
Unlike the ocean with its corrosive salt water, the Great Lakes have a reputation of entombing their wrecks in almost pristine condition.
If you're into shipwreck hunting, this is for you.
Caitlin's aunt is a maritime archaeologist with the Wisconsin Historical Society.
The water is cold and it's fresh and it's dark and it's deep. And so all of those components together really help preserve pretty much any kind of material that you can think of.
But some unwelcome visitors are beginning to change all that. Mussels, zebra and quagga mussels to be exact, have invaded the lakes and the wrecks themselves. It's been happening since the late 1980s, but they've reached such numbers, archaeologists fear they may now be doing real damage.
We know that they're doing something to these wrecks, but we're not entirely sure what yet.
What is known is some of the wrecks are beginning to collapse. Images from the wreck of the Kyle Spangler, for example, show the difference just 5 years can make as the mussels pile up, sometimes several inches thick.
I think the optimal window as far as getting video and seeing these things is starting to close now.
How deep is this dive?
About 210 to the mud, right?
We accompanied the Johns, as they're known around here, out to the wreck of the Silver Lake, an old scow schooner built in 1889. For more than 100 years, she sat preserved on that frigid bottom. One of her masts is even still standing.
We were going down, you can see the whole ship, so it's just breathtaking.
That's the one positive side of the mussels. They eat by filtering particles out of the water, which makes the visibility down here almost crystal clear.
Yeah, we filmed the whole wreck. We were all over the place.
But that visibility also reveals the damage being done. Every inch of the wreck, stem to stern, was covered.
Now you see close up of the mussels, you see.
Oh my God. They're everywhere, aren't they? Every inch.
Yep.
The fear is those mussels may one day reduce these silent sentinels to monuments no longer recognizable. In short, these pieces of Great Lakes maritime history may be sinking again into obscurity, remembered only in song and verse. For CBS This Morning, Lee Cowan on the unforgiving waters of Lake Michigan.
We'll never look at mussels the same again. The devils.
Yes, exactly. The most complicated museum to get into, but man, what a beautiful ships down there. Strangers came to the